So if you want to get more from your bank, whether that's by switching to a different bank or maybe opening up some new accounts, then this video is going to help you find the best one. It's my May 2021 update of the best current accounts here in the UK. What I'll do in a moment is I will take you through my top ones for earning interest, for getting monthly rewards, for overdrafts, for just generally kind of best app and just sort of account for your day-to-day banking. I'll take you through all of that in a bit. But before we get into that, I want to take you through a few different updates and hacks and tricks that's worth telling you about since I last did one of these. So the first news concerns Co-operative Bank, the Co-op Bank. And if you have one of their current accounts, you may want to have added on the Everyday Rewards bonus, the little extra that you could get. Now this might earn £5 every single month, up to £5 a month, up to 60 quid a year, which essentially is free money. Yeah, not too bad. But there have been all number of conditions attached to this, which meant it's not something that I bother with personally and not something I kind of encourage you guys to go for. It's never been at the top of my list of reward accounts. To get the money, you have to have 4 direct debits. And if you do that, you get £2 credited to your account. To get that next £3, you have to use your debit card. You get 5p every time you use your debit card. So that's using it 60 times in a month to get that extra £3. And who's using their debit card 60 times in a month? Really, I think it's a huge amount. It's far more than most people would. Even half of that would be about. So realistically, I don't think most people were going to be getting anywhere close to that £5 a month. And there are better options out there that you could go for. Well, it's getting even worse now because from July, the 1st of July, that amount most you can get is dropping down. It'll be £2.20. You're going to get £1 rather than £2 credit. And then the 5p a week, 5p cashback per debit card use goes down to 2p per use. Again, if you've got one of these accounts already, I personally think it's time to think about moving it to a different bank, getting a different advantage, a different reward from someone else. And I'll talk about some of those best ones in a bit, but it's worth knowing about that one. And if you're thinking of getting a new account, again, I really don't think this is worth it unless they bring back some kind of bank switching bonus, which they've only run, well, not for a good 2, 3, 4 years have they offered anything like that. A long time ago, the last time something like that was from the Co-operative Bank. The other news, sticking with reward accounts, is something that some of you guys have asked me about before in the comments, and I've kind of looked into it and actually done it this month. And I can tell you, Halifax Rewards, that £500 spent on your debit card, that requirement to get that £5 bonus every single month, or the cinema tickets or movie rentals, whatever you go for. Although the easy fix, the one that I've been using that kind of to get around this was to pay off my cashback credit card with my Halifax debit card. Not all of you had that option. And you said, can you use this to top up services like Monese and Revolut and places like that? And I've tried it and you can. So had to wait to the start of this month to actually do this. But a few days ago, I put 25 quid onto Monese, I put 10 quid onto Revolut, and they've come through, they've tracked on my Halifax Rewards account. They will go towards that 500 quid. So what I'll do now is I will just transfer another £465 into those accounts and then transfer them straight back. So it's spent money on my debit card, but it's not actually gone anywhere. I've not actually spent any money realistically. I've just moved it around. So essentially this does prove that pretty much any kind of service where you are using your debit card to move money, whether that is to pay off your credit card, to actually make a purchase or transfer it to some sort of prepaid cards, it will work. So that's a great little extra hack to know about and potentially makes it a lot easier than using the credit card. And if there's more than one of you in the household with these accounts, like me and my wife, we've both got Halifax Reward accounts. It now means if we aren't spending £1,000 on a credit card in a month, which particularly during lockdown, not always the easiest thing to do, then we should be absolutely fine by using one of those other methods. The only other thing to tell you about, and I have touched on this in other videos, so I'm not going to go into detail, is that there have been some changes to the Santander 123 account, the main account. Again, a whole video a few weeks ago that you can check out. I will link to it up here. But that takes you through what's changed. Essentially, interest rate has dropped in half to 0.3% on the first 20k that is saved in that account. And the fee has dropped by £1 as well. So it's now £4 a month rather than £5 a month. But as I explained in that video, you're much, much better off with a Santander 123 Lite account. So if you have that Santander 123 account, check out that video so you know exactly what's happening, what the differences are. So that's it in banking news. Still nothing on Chase Bank, the new launch from the Americans. Hopefully we'll hear about that soon. As soon as I do, I will tell you all about it. Now, there have also been some changes in the world of bank switching. Some promos have finished, so I'll give you an update on that in a second. But before I do, don't forget to hit subscribe and that little notification bell as well. That means whenever I do a new one of these videos, every single month I do a banking update, plus ad hoc videos throughout the month reviewing specific accounts or other tricks and hacks to help you get the best from your bank account, your savings, your credit cards, whatever it might be. Hit that and you will be told about them every time they're released. Plus, I've got an article over on the blog, huge extensive article taking you through every single account and the different promos and offers you can get from them. If something has changed before the next video comes out, well, that's where you'll find those details. So you can click through up here and below to that article. Right, let's start off with the best accounts right now. And I'll start off with the switching news. 2 offers have finished. The Halifax one ended on the 4th of May. It was £100. HSBC one finishes today, the day that I am releasing this video. So you haven't got much time if you are watching it on Sunday, the 9th of May, to get the HSBC switching offer. What happens next week? Who knows? Will First Direct and Virgin Money pull their offers, or will they carry on? If we go on past performance, pre-pandemic, obviously the pandemic changed everything. The First Direct one was a constant one. It was always available. You could always get that offer. Sometimes they changed the amount, sometimes they varied what they gave you, but it was always there. So now that they're offering a switching incentive, will they carry on? Fingers crossed, okay, but can't say for certain. Virgin Money, I think they're going to be offering the switch incentives for a while, but they have already changed what they give once, just a few months ago. So that could disappear soon. It's hard to say. Often when you sort of 2 big offers disappear, it might mean that other banks come in to fill the void. You know, NatWest, we haven't seen an offer from them for a while now. Lloyds, we haven't seen an offer from them for a while. They could start offering other switching bonuses. But as we stand, there are only 2 bank switching promotions still running. We have the First Direct one, as I mentioned, that is £100 for switching to First Direct, and Virgin Money's M Plus account. You get 12 bottles of Virgin wine and a £50 charity donation. Again, well worth considering these if you are in the market to switch. I always try and encourage everyone to have a switching account, one they don't really care about. They can just switch each time there's a promo to keep getting these offers. So if you do have a spare account laying around, and you haven't taken advantage of either the First Direct or the HSBC one, and you meet the terms and conditions, meet the criteria, all the details over on the blog on those, then do take advantage of those. Right, let's move on next and let's talk about the best accounts for interest, the best accounts for your savings. Again, hasn't changed since last month. There are only 2 accounts offering a decent amount of in-account interest. The Virgin Money M Plus current account we just mentioned, 2.02% on the first £1,000 you have saved in there. But as I've mentioned in some other videos recently, you can have more than one of these. You can open up potentially as many as they let you. They might decide they want to stop you at one point, but I did have a reader get in touch saying he's got 13 of these. Someone else the other day told me they're on to their 3rd. So if you want to earn more interest and more accounts, open up more of these, then give it a go. Why not try? And the other one is the Nationwide Flex Direct account, giving 2% fixed for 1 year on the first £1.5 you have saved in the account. But as I've said before, and I'll repeat it again now, I think you're better off getting multiple Virgin accounts, even though that's variable and the rate could drop, and waiting hopefully for the nationwide offer to improve, because once you've had that introductory year, you can't get it again. And if they come back later on with 4% on £2,000 or who knows what it is, then you obviously be missing out. And it's a small amount to be missing out on right now. I think it's worth the risk, but it is obviously your call. Okay, now next up, my pick of the reward current accounts. I would still put that Santander 123 account quite high up there. Getting, again, depending on how much your bills are, 50, 60, 70 quid in cashback a year for just paying your regular council tax, gas, energy, broadband bills out of your account. Put your direct debits in there, and it's a nice separate kind of bills account as well. It helps with budgeting. So that's always one that I kind of think is worth going for. Still need to open mine up. For those of you who saw my video before, I still need to get around to doing that. It's on my list. It's on my list to do. Next up, I would still think that the Halifax reward account, even though that £100 switching bonus is gone, still a really solid one to get. 60 quid a year, £5 a month. After those ones, it really depends. If you want to have more accounts, then you can obviously open up as many of these as you want. You can get £3 a month with NatWest or RBS. You can get £3 a month from Barclays with the Blue Rewards. Again, these things, again, could be worth giving a go, but I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way. I'd wait until there was a switching bonus to get one of these and then maybe take advantage afterwards. The Club Lloyds account, again, while cinemas aren't open and movie rentals aren't really available, it's probably not worth going for it right now because you're not going to properly take advantage of it. But just wait until things are back to normal, and then maybe it's worth grabbing that 6 cinema tickets a year, 12 movie rentals, or a free magazine subscription. In terms of overdrafts, things haven't changed here either. You can get a £250 interest-free buffer from First Direct, which is handy to combine that potentially with that £100 switching bonus. If you can do that, wipe 100 quid off your overdraft and then still have a 250 quid interest-free, worth considering. But Nationwide is still the best one with a Flex Direct account, 1 year, 0% on potentially a sizable amount. You'll be credit checks, it'll be dependent on how much you are given, but it could be a good way to bring down the cost of that debt. Other than that, £50 buffer with Lloyds, but really the other ones, if you need an overdraft, you might be better off looking at Starling or Monzo, where you might be getting closer to 19%. Depends on your credit rating. Everybody else charging you around 40%. Most expensive way to borrow money, so really try to avoid it if you can. Now, if the app is the most important thing for you and your bank, then still I think Monzo and Starling are top of the tree here. Barclays, Halifax and Lloyds are doing well. They're bringing up the game, but you still can get everything you need to do on either Starling or Monzo. They're both free to open. Neither of them will credit check you, so I would open them up, give them a go, see what you think, see which one you prefer, and maybe stick with that. And what I would do with these ones is I would move your spending money to these accounts. The amount of money that you're thinking, right, this is how much I'm going to spend for this month, put it there, and that's how you kind of how you budget. You can keep your savings separate, you can keep your direct debit separate, maybe that Santander 123 account. But these are the ones that are really going to help you with your day-to-day banking. And before we get into my top 5 accounts for this month, quickly touch on the most ethical bank accounts out there. And again, it hasn't changed. Triodos is still regarded as the #1 account if you want an ethical bank. Still need to open up that account as well. So that's on my task list again to do it this month. Hopefully I will get it done. I've been really, really busy redesigning the website, which if you haven't checked out, please do. BeCleverWithYourCash.com. Complete total redesign. It's taken a long time, a lot of work. I'm really, really pleased with it. But now that is out there and it's published, I can sort of focus more on some of these other things. That one, #1, and any Nationwide account or any Building Society current account will score really well as well. So let's wrap up, as I like to do, with my top 5 current accounts for this month. If you are only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 different current accounts, you don't need as many as me. 4 or 5 should be absolutely fine for most people. These are the ones to consider. So if you're going to have 5 accounts, I think the 5th account should be, well, it could be any account really, but it's one that you don't want, right? And that's because this is that switching account. The one I said, if you've got it, you can use it to get those different bonuses each time they're on offer. This, as I say, could be any account out there, but if you're looking to get a new account for this purpose, then I would recommend maybe looking at the TSB Spend and Save account, and I would recommend getting it via cashback site Quidco, because if you do that, you'll get between 30 and 60 quid, depending when you open it. It does vary all the time. Sometimes there are top-up promos, but at least 30 quid. Open up that account. You won't get that cash back for about 3 or 4 months. You have to keep it open for about 4 months. But once you do, and you've got that money back, you've now got an account which is sitting there, which you can then use to switch to other offers. So that's #5. #4 is actually probably the leading switching bonus right now, and it's that First Direct account. £100 for switching your account. If you're looking to get a bonus, that's probably the best one out there right now. #3, I'm going to go with that Virgin Money M Plus account. Not only does it have some free wine if you switch to it, which is not bad. If you could drink wine anyway, you may as well nab this. But it does have a couple of really good features. That 2.02% interest on that first £1,000. And obviously you can have multiple ones of these. You may as well grab that while you can. And it's fee-free to use overseas, although same with a card in a moment has that same feature. #2, of all the different reward accounts, I'm going with that Santander 123 Lite account. It's the easiest one to get money from. Halifax obviously was a great one, is a great one to have, but it's worth waiting for that switching bonus to come back before you get that. And #1, once again, it is Starling or Monzo, depending on your personal taste. I put them there as a tie because really you want one or the other, and I think you'll be very, very pleased with it. Personally, I use Starling most of the time, but Monzo has some fantastic features to help you get more savings, more of your money into separate savings pots. If you want more information about all the accounts I've just spoken about, don't forget to head over to BeCleverWithYourCash.com to the article with all of these details, which is updated every time there is a change, so you will get the most up-to-date information there. I'll link to it below so you can click through. I'd love to know who you're banking with. Any kind of questions you've got about banks as well, let them know and I'll hopefully answer them next time I do one of these videos. My name's Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, cheers. And here are a couple more videos you might find interesting.